Welcome back to Persona 5 Royal, and already we've got an idea of who we'll be seeing today. As always, Futaba's like the most painful one in the third semester.
Thanks.
It's okay, we'll be talking today. This is actually reminding me of Persona 3 and 4 with people approaching you at lunchtime to say who to hang out with. Oh hey, home shopping channel. It's been a while since we've had access to this. Let's see what they're selling. What do you like in this reality? Yes, your blog's doing well. You don't have to sock puppet your own account again. I don't know who that was off the top of my head. I don't think it's Shakespeare. But anyway, we've got Lucky Worker Bag. Don't lose the battle against stress. Pick me up, tie in 3 physical ointments. Oh, 3 magical ointments. Okay, that's good. Reflectors. Or the Lucky Muscle Bag. Improve protein, Nirvana. Oh yeah, no, I am absolutely getting the first one. That is one expensive Lucky Worker Bag. I was just gonna say that it would be hard to have a worse year for politics than the year of Shido, but, 2016 was a pretty awkward year for politics in real life too, so this game was pretty accurate. Even though it was likely in development long before that kind of stuff happened. Well, I mean, you know, it feels like anyone can run for president if they're rich these days. Dogs! Yeah, let's take our minds off of US politics with dogs. Oh boy, Maruki's made the dog immortal. That's gonna be weird. Really weird. Let's check out what's going on in Akihabara right now. Or maybe that guy's been in Mementos lately. Well, I don't know, maybe you can see if it'll work for you guys, but seems like they're actually no longer exclusively interested in 2D women. I guess Maruki decided that that wasn't the right path for them. Or at least that it would be less hassle to get them interested in real women than it would be to make it so that people could actually marry anime women. Because that would probably cause a lot of weird issues. Meanwhile, that guy's love life is going well. So now it's back to the back streets to talk with Futaba. Unlike the others, we have already seen her room.
Hey, can I bother you for a sec?
It's never a bother.
Hey. Sorry.
Why is the mask back? I mean, Sojiro was happy too with her still alive, so it wasn't just for you. But no, we fully understand.
Well,
This is just making me think of something that I've been told that, like, because I was talking about, you know, Futaba and, like, and, you know, autism spectrum before, and sometimes I do kind of relate a little bit to Futaba, and that often it is easy to, because I do think that people on the spectrum actually definitely do understand social cues a lot better than most people think. Like, I don't agree with a lot of the people in studies that, you know, that's more of an old studies thing, but sometimes it can be easy to sort of assume the worst of other people, or at least assume that other people are thinking the worst of you. So I get what Futaba is saying here when she's like, oh, you must hate me, right? But yeah, Akechi did confirm those were flesh and blood people. It was like they never died in this reality.
yes.
I suppose Futaba could treasure that, the fact that even if it was brief, she still got to see her mother again. No, that's all natural. Yeah, the thing that Futaba had to accept here was probably one of the hardest. Though Yusuke and Haru also had it pretty tough.
Yes.
Well, that just sums up basically every, well, not just Persona game, every JRPG ever. But yeah, we do kind of owe Wakaba for this too. I will say, Prometheus is one of the ultimate Personas that I'm kind of happy to see go. For more reasons than one. Instead, we have kind of an Aurum from Kid Icarus Uprising.
All right.
According to The History of the Necronomicon, a short story written by Lovecraft in 1927 but not published until after his death, Al-Azif is the original Arabic name of the book. Azif supposedly refers to the unsettling, whistling, wind-like sound made by insects at night, often mistaken for the howling of demons. Or is it? Though Lovecraft's grasp of Arabic is tenuous at best, so take that with a grain of salt. When Futaba awakens to Al-Azif, she gets her original Necronomicon stats back! Hey, I find this satisfying, even though her stats do nothing. Still strange she's the only one with different stats in second tier. Her trait evolves into Infinite Scheme. Now when Futaba's all-out attack instant kill triggers, it fully heals the party. And she also gains the frankly insane Ultimate Support, which has a chance of fully healing, reviving, curing knockdown, fully buffing all stats, and raising the crit rate for all allies. It's kind of a low chance from my experience, but you'll know when this happens, and it's always a hilarious occasion.
Thanks.
A bold claim, Master Futaba.
How's that? See you later.
And we don't have to worry about deleting any skills for this. I like the callback to all of the writing and code in her palace on the Persona's design there. I'm glad that she has her massive luck stat back. So, once again, I believe, yes, we have a free evening tonight. Already ordered from there. Although, before we do anything else, must talk to drunk guy! Yep, I'm Fan. Hey, what's Fan again? Dave real? What, you me? You found me out. I'm the hero for justice and all that shit. One great drink to start you. Yep, it seems like his ideal happiness was just being drunk all the time, as usual. Now the kids are here, what are they saying? Neo Featherman again. Little do they know that it's actually just a remake of one of the old Featherman series. That's why it's called Again. Huh. Well, that's interesting. I guess Maruki has decided that it's for the best if they give up on their childhood innocence. Biggest sigh ever as I find out what their ideal happiness is. Also, they have new outfits. Well, they're surprisingly okay in this semester. Why is there a policeman here, though? Okay then, wow. Surprisingly unfriendly relations, and it looks like that guy's gonna stop scamming people. But, what's the rental girlfriend doing? Because last time we checked in with these two, things were getting pretty weird for them. The part where I told you it was all an act was actually all an act. Okay, he's got a new song, you know what that means. New Year's hope, New Year's goals. To achieve greatness, hope's what you need. The world is yours, so be what you wanna be. In your New Year dreams, it's lucky to see a hawk, an eggplant, or Mount Fuji. Wanna be, hawk, eggplant, Mount Fuji. Yeah, I guess that's yet another flaw of this world. Yeah, like, thinking about it, without hardship, a lot of art can't spring up. Oh, this guy's friend is still invisible, so that's one thing Maruki hasn't fixed. I don't know what causes this bug, it's really strange. Sometimes the reserve college student is there, and sometimes he isn't. But I wanted to see how the foreign barker is doing. Oh hey, he's got a beanie now. Yeah, it's implied he's speaking Japanese all this time. Okay, so in Maruki's reality, that guy's language skills have improved. I mean, I'd say it's always, like, I'm always for people learning new languages. Oh, boy, that may be a more fitting metaphor than you think, because it was called the bubble economy because it burst, and then Japan went into a massive recession. And according to Yakuza, Goro Majima is responsible. Because of course he is. But no, yeah, ultimately it was just a combination of a whole lot of different things. Yeah, they're called economic bubbles for a reason. Don't put too much stock in them.
Welcome.
Yeah, I'm gonna see what happens if I buy a lottery number. Okay, on the 22nd.
Oh.
And so it's time to play more golf. I mean, I suppose, you know, golfing is a nice, peaceful activity to do when everything is all happy and peaceful. Although, really, I'm sure that real golf is intensely frustrating. Some of the later courses of Mario Golf were brutal. Like, even Peach's Castle in the GameCube version was kind of insane. Yeah, par 3. That means I have to finish, well, yeah, we have to finish within 3 strokes. Generally speaking, though, par 3s are it's usually possible to get a hole-in-one on par 3s. So that was perfect, so... just the green, okay. Can't get a hole-in-one then. And perfect again. Yes, that actually sunk it. So this one is a little bit, like, kind of non-linear as far as these games go. There are multiple ways to finish within the par. Another golf game story I have is something that I like about speedruns of Wii Sports, in that they have to intentionally fail the first hole over and over, so they basically activate the games like... It's one of those games that gets easier, like, if you keep failing at it, they make the game easier for you, so they fail a lot on the first hole to make sure they get, like, better flag placements for the rest of the course, and then, though, they always have to make sure their shots are good enough for a fast time, but not so good as to trigger unskippable replay cutscenes. So it's pretty cool. I've learned that from Summoning Salt's video on that game. It's a perfect example of the TV trope, do well but not perfect. I feel like Yusuke's about to go into one of his hammy rants, so we should come to his place to witness it. Oh, the 16th already. Yeah, the time does fly in the 3rd semester. This time, we've talked to pretty much everyone we can at school, so let's go to where Yusuke is. Or, can I use my phone? Because this is like the... No, it's just Lala-chan. Sadly, I doubt I'm going to be working there anymore. But I will have to go to the Maid Cafe a few times, possibly with a reloaded save file.
Hi.
Because there is a Thieves' Den award for that. And I know, actually no, it's a full-on achievement for that.
Could I have
trophy.
a moment of your
Keep
time?
mixing things up. Even though I don't own any Xbox consoles, I guess I own Steam and they're called achievements there. And this is on Steam.
Hey, hey.
Hey, hey, it's Yusuke time. Let's go.
I'm in your debt.
By the way, Yusuke's room is my favorite, and you're about to see why.
You have my thanks.
So, that painting on the wall there, I am pretty sure it's supposed to be a cubist rendition of Arn. I just think that's just incredibly hilarious, just if you know, like, everything that's been going through the story so far, just all of his obsession with Arn as the perfect muse, and then in the end, that's the outcome. That's the result. I mean, not that cubism is bad or anything, it just looks pretty hilarious sometimes. Also, I like how he keeps all of his paint on the floor. He probably has to be careful not to trip over all of that. You can even see, like, the early sketches of that painting. It's just... My favorite thing about it is it gets zero explanation. Like, it's just left entirely up to your imagination what that is and why it exists. But yeah, to me, it's obviously on. But, like, just the implication that he's been working on that for a while due to those sketches, and he just doesn't say anything about it. But yes, this makes me sad that these don't have voice acting. No, you're just... Yeah, let's not call him weird.
Yes.
Just again, why is this not voiced? This would have been amazing.
Enough.
Like, I feel like Yusuke, yeah, he can be a little bit over the top sometimes. Like, he's definitely the most, like, exaggerated and prone to flanderization in spin-offs of the Phantom Thieves, but I do like Yusuke more than I guess I did my first few playthroughs. Then again, yeah, it's fun when he gets overdramatic sometimes too. But yeah, this is exactly what Yusuke was striving towards for his entire Confidant. It's just part of being human. Sometimes we stumble, but we pick ourselves back up.
Oh.
Yes, as they say, in one end is our beginning. It's just, it sucks that I'm not, like, good at singing, because I do like writing lyrics to songs, and I would love to have my lyrics to Our Beginning actually sung. So you're saying that you needed a teacher of humility. That is a Sly reference. Please play the Sly trilogy if you like Persona 5. Yep, personal bubble.
Indeed.
You know, just like your identical voice twin from the Fire Emblem universe says, I will not falter again. This one I am sad to see go, though I do like Kamusuza no O. But we do get likely the most blinged out persona out of all the third tiers.
Alright.
Gorokichi, not to be confused with Goro Akechi. Gorokichi, which from its kanji seems to mean lucky fifth son, was either the true name of Ishikawa Goemon or his childhood nickname. The Goemon kabuki play, Kinmon Gosan no Kiri, is still in performance today, and in its most famous scene, Goemon sits atop a gate and says, "The spring view is worth 1,000 gold pieces," or so they say, but this is too little. These eyes of Goemon rate it worth 10,000. There are several accounts of the fate of Goemon's son during his execution. In one, Goemon was able to save him by holding him above the boiling water. The son was later pardoned. In another, things weren't so happy. Goemon had to plunge him to the bottom of the water to mercy kill him, and held his body high in defiance of his enemies until he himself succumbed. Gorokichi's awakened trait is Unparalleled Eyes, which gives an even higher chance of guaranteed physical evasion to the party. I've heard this works even on people with firm stance. His special skill is Hyaka Ryoran, a name which is a bit of an untranslatable joke. It literally means countless flowers blooming profusely, but figuratively it can mean a gathering of many talents, or a gathering of beautiful women. Think of that what you will. But in-game, it's a full party heat riser. While it's considerably more expensive than Thermopylae, it also doesn't require spending a trait slot on Vitality of the Tree. It frees up a turn for Joker to do literally anything else, and Yusuke's SP isn't used for much else anyway. And it's at least way cheaper than Chie's Dragon Hustle from Golden, so that's something. Overall, much like everything about Yusuke as a party member, I think this skill is underrated. You know, maybe you should draw it while it still lasts. Though I wonder if any drawings you make in this reality will still exist once we reject it. As you learned in your Confidant, the world is both full of beauty and vice. Yusuke's Awakening is still like one of my favorites.
Hold a moment.
I think sometimes when you visit somebody's house in Japan, you are obliged to bring some kind of a gift like this.
I'm in your debt.
And as for why they don't eat that fruit, I'm assuming that fruit is fake. Hyaka Ryoran. Well, technically it's a better version of Masuku Kaja, but it is crazily more expensive. And I'll take it over that anyway, though. In my most recent New Game Plus run, I actually did put Spellmaster on Yusuke just as like a fun gimmick.
Yo.
Okay, there's our stuff. I kind of wanted to pick me up tight just because I feel like it's an accessory that I could potentially miss otherwise. Insta-heal. Okay, you automatically recover from all status ailments. Might be decent for somebody like Morgana, who can use Salvation to cure everyone else's ailments. So yeah, more potential to run into frozen shadows and mementos. I kind of wish there was a new type of weather in the third semester, but doesn't look like there is right now. And now, let's just finish off that golf game. Keep doing that. I doubt I'll be able to finish watching all of the DVDs by the end of the game, sadly. I can probably show the rest of them through like in a bonus video through like saving and reloading. There's also a whole lot of movies that you can see in all of the cinemas that we don't actually watch in the ACE Max Confidant guide. Since there's nothing else that I can really talk about when it comes to golfing game stories. Okay, 4 strokes, huh? There we go, perfect. I can start to talk about something that I feel about these Third Awakenings. So firstly, we get to hear Swear to My Bones again, which is the theme of, the Persona Awakenings, as well as what plays in parts of our beginning as well as the ending theme. Here's the thing, I do like Swear to My Bones, but there's a couple of reasons why I personally find it, like, I don't know, like, there are a few issues I have with it. The first is that this game does not have its own unique theme for maxing out a Confidant or Social Link. Persona 3 and 4 had a different theme when you hit rank 10 to the normal rank up theme, and P5 doesn't do that, except for party members where it's done for the Persona Awakening. The other issue that I have with Swear to My Bones is, the credits theme of the vanilla ending with the stars and us. I swear there's actually another song with that name too, but the credits theme, it just doesn't hit me the same way Persona 3 and Persona 4's credits themes did. I might just be like an earlier Persona game elitist, because I will admit that Persona 3 is still like my favorite in the series, and like Persona 3's music, I still have a lot of nostalgia for 3 because it was my first Persona game, and I do think it has also that thing there, nope, ooh. I don't even know what the context for that is, but I probably shouldn't ask. But yeah, Persona 3 is still a very, very special game to me, and I do think its story is the best out of the Hashino trilogy. But I do really think that Persona 3's ending theme just makes me emotional every time, because it reprises a song from the main game, and since there's new ports, I'm not going to spoil exactly what song it reprises, but when you realize what song was actually the credits theme all along...
Thank you very much.
Man, does the rest of the game, I'll just use the young people slang, hit different. Like, it is insane. And Persona 4 does that too. The credits theme of Persona 4 is a reprise of the second half of the song that plays when somebody accepts their shadow. And when you look at the lyrics of the credits theme of Persona 4, that also hits different, because you then realize that, like, oh, like, it's hard to describe without spoiling, like, P4, but... I mean, I guess it's not technically like a massive spoiler, really, because it's all about how, like, you're not alone even when you're going through dark things in your life, but I never got that feeling from Persona 5's vanilla credits theme. Like, really, I should just think, like, I should have that same feeling. I should be like, oh, that's what Swear to My Bones was the whole time, but just like, it's just weird. Even the lyrics of the credits theme, apart from Lin just hitting those epic high notes at the end of the song, I just don't particularly like With the Stars and Us. The lyrics just feel like a generic song about friendship. But okay, back to the game itself. Yeah, Mr. Ushimaru has become nice, and everyone's terrified. I admit, though, this is a trope that I do find quite funny sometimes. TV Tropes calls it, we want our jerk back, but it's when, like, a formerly jerk character starts acting nice and everyone is really horrified, and it's like, could you please go back to being mean? Tharja in Fire Emblem Awakening does that with, like, I think it's her B support with Robin where she does it, but, like, yeah, she does it a few times, I think. I think it's even referenced in a few other games, but it's, yeah. But this is interesting because we do have this implication of, like, backstory for Ushimaru, that, like, he's only a mean teacher because something bad happened to him in the past. We don't really know whether this is true or not, but, like, honestly, I think it's kind of fun the third semester gives some implied extra backstory to Ushimaru. Yeah, I guess it is like a change of heart. But yeah, no, he wasn't full-on evil, he was just a bit of a jerk. Which is, unfortunately, what passes for a good teacher at Shujin. I mean, when you're only, when it's either that or Kamoshida, or, well, you know, Kawakami. But yeah, the whole thing about, like, a grumpy teacher who has, like, secretly has a tragic backstory reminds me of, I think the principal, Captain Underpants, is supposed to be like that. I never really read those as a kid, but I heard the animated movie was surprisingly good. So today we'll be seeing Makoto, but before that, we're going to be doing something very appropriate to seeing her, because guess what is obtainable via the Crane game? It's Buchimaru-kun!
Wow.
Given that this is, you know, Maruki's reality, shouldn't we always win the Crane game?
Okay.
I don't think that's actually true. Also, the Buchi part is in katakana, but the rest of the name is in hiragana. I guess Maru is a traditional Japanese suffix on boys' names, so it's understandable that should be, okay, good, we actually won. Also, the kun is written in kanji, which is kind of rare.
Nice going.
We should put it up in our room, or we could give it to Makoto, but, well, she probably has a billion Buchimaru-kuns. So I have this weird Mandela effect about Makoto's third awakening. No, I didn't want to go inside the library, I wanted to be just outside it and talk to Makoto. After I confirm with the guide that I'm not missing anything for today. We are not, that's good. Okay then.
Oh, can we talk for a little while?
Now, I'm pretty sure these events aren't actually different, even if you're on the romance route. I know the ones in Persona, like the equivalent in Persona 4 Golden, do change on the romance route, but I don't think these ones do.
I'm sorry.
So okay, there is a Buchimaru-kun plush on her bed and a Buchimaru-kun pencil case, and a few in her cabinet. But my Mandela effect is that I seem to remember this entire room being just full of Buchimaru-kun. Like, I have this very vivid image in my mind of there being, like, Buchimaru-kun floor mats, Buchimaru-kun curtains, wallpaper, and, like, Buchimaru-kun dolls all over the room. I don't know why I think that, but, like, I just have this very vivid image in my mind of that being what her room looked like. And it turned out to be entirely wrong. It's mostly just study books. Also, it looks like there's a few medals in there. I'm sure those are, like, medals for, like, you know, getting, like, the highest exam score, like, one year. Not to brag, but I do actually have a medal like that from my high school days. It was only from, like, last year of middle school. It wasn't for anything particularly massive, but, yeah. I've noticed that Makoto actually doesn't have a whole lot of presence story-wise in the third semester. I guess it's only really noticeable given how much story presence she has in the main game. But I feel like, the third semester's focused a little bit more on Ryuji, on Morgana, more than anyone else. Yeah, in this case, Makoto is less upset at how she was acting during her reality, but more upset about some of the things she did formally in the story. Also, yeah, saved her more times than we can count, including the one time we saved her from the scary Inkling. We all do get like that sometimes. It's just like with Futaba. Unlike Wakaba though, you never actually get to see what Makoto's father looks like. You do get a brief view of him, like, off camera in the Maruki reality ending, but that's the closest you get. You see, like, his arm or something. Like, just a tiny part of his body. I just noticed that her bed sheets are kind of Buchimaru-kun, so maybe that's where I got my weird image from.
Hey, so...
Pain's still a part of you, huh? So this actually leads me into something that I do feel about the third semester as a whole. A lot of people think that it goes against the original game's themes of rebellion, and I personally don't agree. I think that it less goes against them and more reframes them. I think the third semester, it looks back on what happened during the main storyline, and reframes things to tell a story about the trauma that abuse causes to people, and coping mechanisms, and how ultimately people can grow past the trauma.
Thank you very much.
And how, even though tragic, traumatic things and abuse do happen in society, you can't just pretend that your past never happened. That's not the healthy way to deal with it. So, I do ultimately believe that it doesn't invalidate the themes of the main story. I think it builds on them.
I'll give it a try.
But now something I'm very happy about. I mean, the Transformer is cool and all, but the popemobile is back!
So that's it.
All right.
Agnes is one possible name of the legendary Pope Joan, mentioned by the Welsh priest Adam of Usk in 1404, among others. The name is derived from Greek and means pure or holy. Although it's likely she never existed, her most popular legend has her exposed as a woman after giving birth in the middle of a procession. In some versions she died in said childbirth, and in others she was stoned to death. Regardless, she was buried in that very place, and from then on, papal processions avoided that specific street. On evolution, her Gaia Pact trait becomes Gaia Blessing, which raises the burn, freeze, and shock rate of allies by 50%. I feel that this late you don't need much more help with technicals, but it's still a nice effect. And her special skill is Checkmate, which casts Debilitate on all enemies, for a very pricey 90 SP. This is one of those skills that heavily benefits from Spellmaster, but unfortunately only one person can learn that from the Jazz Club, and it's pretty good on Arn as well. A lot of players think Checkmate is overkill. There aren't many fights where you want to debilitate multiple enemies, and only the first phase of the Royal Final Boss has multiple targets to jump the gun a little bit. It's still the only multi-target debilitate in the game, and that's at least worth something. The whole rely on you thing does feel a little bit weird, especially when she stressed earlier about being equals.
I'll see you later.
But yeah, I am pretty sure that doesn't change even if you're romancing her. Okay, yeah, remember when I said earlier that Makoto's skill set is getting incredibly cluttered? I'm probably gonna have to drop that. Though admittedly I don't use this often considering that I have Thermopylae on Joker, so you know what? I'm gonna take that. Still covering pro shogi matches, I guess. Although, wait a minute, are people only gonna lose at sports and other games these days if they specifically wanted to lose? If Maruki was trying to satisfy everybody's happiness, he'd probably make every single match a draw. And now my brain is dying from that pun. Wait, we had somebody who was visiting the fan site non-stop? How do we not know about them? A lot of fun things to do, huh? Well, I guess we still have a lot of our usual activities this semester. It's interesting how sort of lonely the third semester feels to me, just because I usually get here once I've maxed all of my other confidants, so yeah, it just feels like you're just kind of waiting out the days until the end. It's sort of sad, actually, especially with how long this game has been so far.
Oh.
Okay, so 6 more days to finish all of these, and oh boy. Both of these games, I would recommend saving first. I'm gonna do Train of Life first, just to end things on a high note with Power Intuition. So I said many times before that I really wasn't looking forward to Train of Life.
Okay. Well then.
And this is the reason why. Train of Life is a board game that is apparently Monopoly.
Oh.
Okay, this time I do get to do silly voices though. Bloop, my name is Octavius. I'll let you go if you can satisfy me, Bloop. You'll have 3 chances, Bloop. If you can roll my favorite secret number or higher, I'll let you pass, Bloop. You can roll the dice up to 3 times if you want, Bloop. You'll never guess my secret number though, Bloop. Gee, I wonder what his secret number is. I guess we should try and roll a number that an octopus would like. What could that possibly be? So, even with the secret technique, this is still pure luck, and I have failed this even with 5 tries before. Oh, 1 off. Yeah, I hate this game so much.
Oh man.
Yeah, Morgana says brutally unfair, and that's kind of right. You still get a bit of a stat bonus, but, for the sake of efficiency, I'm going to have to reload that. Of course, I got it first roll. Okay, then, your number is 8, Blurp. As for the secret number, do you remember my name, Blurp? It's Octavius, Octa, as in the number 8, Glue. Glue, you've bested my secret number trial. I guess I'll be retreating then, Blurp. Goru! There we go. You get a little bit more for actually winning. And I will see you next time as we finish off our party member awakenings. At least for the ones that we can awaken right now. And finally start the true Faith Confidant. See you all then.